In this video, let me show you a simple way of exporting a layout from Adobe InDesign to create a stunning digital flipbook. In this tutorial, I'll walk you through how to export a document from InDesign and upload it to a web-based PDF to flipbook platform called Simplebooklet. Follow along and learn how to customize your flipbook, add image and video Lightbox interactions, as well as share and embed the project online. Let's jump right into this video and get started. Before we begin, I wanted to mention this video is sponsored by Simplebooklet, a web-based flipbook platform that allows companies, business owners, and marketing professionals alike the ability to enhance their communication strategy and create stunning digital content. Let me show you how it all works. On my screen, I have a brochure for a fictional custom home builders company, and I'd like to export it as a PDF so I can share it onto Simplebooklet. So let's go up to File and Export. From the Format drop down here, let's choose Adobe PDF Print. You can choose PDF Interactive. There won't be a difference between the two, but Simplebooklet recommends PDF Print. So go ahead and select that and choose Save. Simplebooklet does have a set of guidelines when exporting from InDesign to their platform for a better viewing experience. Let's take a look at them. First, ensure that the Adobe PDF preset is set to smallest file size. Next, even though this is a spread document, I'm going to export it as single pages. Simplebooklet does all the heavy lifting for you, and it recognizes the original layout. I'm going to export all the pages. Next, under Options, ensure that Optimize for Fast Web View is selected. And then down below, I have hyperlinks checked on. If you have any hyperlinks that are in your Adobe InDesign document, those will carry over to the Simplebooklet platform. Once you have all these settings in place, go ahead and click Export. Next, we're going to jump over to Simplebooklet. Here I am at simplebooklet.com, and you're going to have to sign up for a free account. There is a free plan available, which gives you one free flipbook upload. At the very least, that will allow you to follow along in this video. I'm going to click on Login, and then I'm just going to log in into my account. And you can see I already have one flipbook uploaded to the platform. It's the same document that we'll be working on in this video. However, I do want to upload the new and most current version. I'm going to click on Upload File. Go ahead and click that. And it gives you some options on where you want to choose your file from. Let's go ahead and choose Upload File from your computer. Locate that file. Here's mine, Birchland Brochure. I'm going to go ahead and open that. This is where you'll give your flipbook a title. You could see by default, it'll be named the same as your InDesign document or the PDF that you've uploaded to Simplebooklet. Here it is, Birchland Brochure. Now, because I have one already called Birchland Brochure, I'm just going to make this Birchland Brochure 2. You can leave yours as Birchland Brochure. You're also going to choose a page flip transition. Now, just because you're choosing one now doesn't mean it can't be changed later on. So remember, we're working with a spread setup. So I'm going to click Spread. And for this project, any of the first three will be good. So Page Curl, Board Book, and then Hardcover. Let's go ahead and choose Hardcover for this project. Once you have all that set up, go ahead and click Convert. That'll take a few moments to upload to the Simplebooklet platform. Now the project has been uploaded to the Simplebooklet platform, and you can see right out of the box, it looks pretty good. I can flip to the right, you get that nice page flip transition, and then I can go back to the left and go back to the main page. As is, the flipbook looks pretty good. However, Simplebooklet has enrichment features built in to further enhance the content and marketing strategy behind it. Now in the top toolbar here, you'll notice 3 tabs. The first is Edit, the second is Design, and the last one is Record. We're going to look at the first two, and I'll show you some neat features available in each one. Let's go ahead and start with Design. Now, Design allows you to design the actual user interface and the user experience. This is not designing the actual document. In the Design Options menu on the left-hand side, let's start by clicking Page Flip. This is where you can control the page flip transition. Go ahead and click that pencil icon. Here you can change the page transition. Remember, we set up a hardcover transition initially. You could change it to board book, page curl, or calendar if you were doing a calendar. Now remember, we're in the spread document setup. If you click the single tab here, you have many more options. A single page setup is great for presentations, like a slide deck. There are slide deck setups here. There's some other transition animations, some fades, instance, storyboard. So you can test these out and see which one works best for your specific project. If I click back on spread, I'm going to go back to the hardcover. There are some other options here if you were doing a trifold, which required some folds. This is cool. It adds the fold flipping transition as well. You could do the trifold or gatefold. I'll touch on these in a related video, which I'll link in the description below. Let's make our way back to spread. I'm going to leave it on hardcover and click done. If I go back to page flip here, we can choose or change the style of the navigation buttons. So click that pencil icon, and if you notice on the right hand side here, it's currently set to a chevron. If you wanted an arrow, there are arrows, there's fingers. I'm going to choose this first arrow and see how that looks. You can toggle between a white button and a black button with a white background. And you could also choose the opacity of your button. So you could do something like 50%. I think I like that style, so I'm going to click done. There's also an option here to choose the page flip sound. It'll be set to default, but there are some other options here: book, magazine, paper, card flip. Let's go ahead and choose magazine and click done. Finally, there's an option here for a drop shadow. You notice the little drop shadow on the actual flipbook itself. You have the option to turn that off or on. I really like the option of leaving it on, so I'll leave it on. Let's focus our attention now on the presentation option, which you can find right under page flip. So click that icon. You'll get the presentation flyout. And here you can choose a theme. So go ahead and click the pencil icon. This gives you some preset themes that you can choose from. You'll notice that the icons and the buttons are different, as well as the background. I'm not going to choose a theme, but this is where you would do that. So I'm going to close that. And then you can choose a background as well. You can see by default, it'll add this background. I'm going to click the pencil icon under the background option. Now you can just choose a solid color if you like. You can also go down to the bottom menu here, and there are some patterns that you can look at as backgrounds as well. Choose one that you like. I think I'll go with this one here, a textured background. There's also some dark ones to choose from. You can upload your own image or look at these images if you want an image background. You could choose from license-free photos. There's a built-in unsplash option here that you can choose a photo from. And then you have some options for an animated background if you like. I'm going to keep it pretty simple and choose that background, the textured background from the patterns selection, and close that. Now, the really neat thing about Simplebooklet, it allows you to customize and bring your brand into the project. If I click on the pencil icon under the logo option, it allows you to upload your company logo. So I'm going to click upload, and I've provided one in the exercise files that you can use. It's called Birchland Logo Dark. It's a PNG, so go ahead and click that, and then click open. It will upload the logo, and then you can go ahead and close that. The last option here is the navigation bar style. By default, it'll be set to essential. If you click through, you could see that the changes are happening in real time. Have a look. If I go to essential and then back to modern, you'll notice that the icon positioning is changing, and you can go with minimalist and not have any icons. It's actually contained in this menu here. Top navigation, bottom navigation, or just leave it blank. We don't want that because we want to give viewers some options on how to navigate through your project. I like the modern setup. Go ahead and choose the one that you like, and that's good too. Go ahead and click close. Next, let's take a look at how to add images and a video to the project using the Edit tab. Go ahead and click that. That'll launch a whole new set of menu options on the left side here. And the one we're going to focus on first is buttons. So go ahead and click that. These are the type of buttons you can add to projects: video, image, caption, file download, and so on. For this, we're going to focus our attention on an image button because we're going to be adding an image lightbox. However, I want to add this button to the second page in the project. So I'm just going to navigate to page 2, and I'm going to place this image lightbox button in the bottom left-hand corner. So I'm going to click Image, and this is where we'll add our images. Click on the Upload Image button and locate the images that have been provided to you in the exercise files. I'm going to click the first one. It's called Norgan Exterior.jpg. Go ahead and click that and then click Open. I've provided some captions that you can add as well, so go ahead and copy it from the text file, also in the exercise folder, and just paste them in. Go ahead and click Add, and our first image has been added to the lightbox. Let's add our second. Go ahead and click the Upload Image button again, and click Overview.jpg, Open. I'm going to copy paste the second caption and paste it right into the image caption field, and click Add. Our second image has been added to the lightbox. You can also adjust these in the order that you want. However, I want to keep them in the order that I've uploaded them. Once the images have been added to the lightbox, you can see the button on the page. It sets it right in the middle. You have full control in where this lands. I'm going to place it, as mentioned before, in the bottom left. I can close this. If I double click this again, it'll launch the image lightbox options, and I can make any changes or add more images to the lightbox. Another neat feature, if I close the image lightbox options, if I click this button once, you'll get some actions here. One of the options is to add an animation to the button. So go ahead and click that. And under the My Element Will drop down, let's choose a pulse animation. You can see that there are many presets here, but I do like the pulse animation, so go ahead and select that. Then under the When the animation ends, I want this to be a looped element, so select Loop Element. In the speed drop-down, I want to set a slow pulse animation. So once you have those animation settings in place, let's go ahead and close the animation settings window, and I'd like to preview this. To do that, click the preview button in the upper right-hand corner. That will launch the project in preview mode, and we can make our way through, and let's have a look at that lightbox. You can see that it lit up. Let me show you again. If I go back and then to page 2, it lights up, so it shows the viewer that that is an interaction, and you can see the slow pulse animation there. If I click it, that will launch the lightbox. You can make your way through the images and then close it and go back to the project. Next, I'm going to show you the same technique, but we're going to add a video. I want to add the video to the third page, so I'm just going to navigate to page 3. And for this, I'm going to click on the video icon in the left side panel here. Now, when adding a video, you have 3 options. You can place the video player directly on a page. You can set a hotspot, so just think of that as an invisible button. You would just draw the hotspot around the area that you would want the user to click on. However, we're going to set it as a button, much like we did with the lightbox for the images. So go ahead and click that. And Simplebooklet allows you to add a video link from YouTube, Vimeo, or Google Drive. However, we'll choose upload because we're going to upload a file directly from our computer. Go ahead and choose your file, make your way to the folder with the video, which again, I've included in the lesson files. It's called Promo Video. Go ahead and click Open. You can see that it's attached. There's some options here in terms of having the video autoplay when the video opens, hide the video play bar, or loop the video. I'm going to leave these all deselected for this example. Go ahead and add your video. Again, you're going to have full control in the placement of this button, and I'm going to place it right next to the main title on this page. Something like that is just fine. Great, the video is in. I'm going to switch back to the Design tab. I just want to get a look at the full spread. And then I'm going to click on the Preview button to launch the project in preview mode. I'm going to flip over to the first spread, and you'll notice that the Video button is now on page 3. So go ahead and click that. That will launch a separate lightbox. You can tap on the screen on the video to launch the video, and you can see that that will play through. You have some playback controls, and then you could just close it and go back to the main project. Next, let's take a look at how to share and embed the project when it's ready to be published. I'm going to click on the share button in the upper right hand corner. Here you'll get a simplebooklet.com link for your project. You can click open to open it separately. You can copy the link if you want to share that. You could set up a QR code right here in Simplebooklet. It sets up a QR code to take you to the project. That's neat. You could set up a short link. If you'd like to send this via email, there's some options here too. My favorite is HTML email. This actually embeds the project right into an email as a preview, almost like a GIF that the viewer can click on to take you to the full and complete version. So that's cool. You have some social media options below. You could share it on messaging apps. If you'd like to embed the project on a website, you can click the code here. You have an iframe code that you can copy and paste into your website or blog. However, there are plugins for WordPress, Wix, Shopify, and some others. You can save the project. If you want to view the project offline, you can click here. This will launch the project. And then you can click this button in the upper right-hand corner, which will install as an app. This will install in your web browser, a Chrome browser, or on an iPhone or Android as an actual app icon. To recap, Simplebooklet is user-friendly and another great option for you to share and embed your digital publishing projects online. Thanks for watching, and I hope you found this video helpful. If you'd like to learn more about digital publishing using Adobe InDesign, check out this playlist right up here. Until next time, take care and keep creating.